Hey, welcome back to Big Ben's Movie Show. We're here again for another week. This week we're talking about Mother's Day and Keanu, and my guest for this week is my good buddy Joe Batt. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Pretty good. So we worked together a long time ago on Gruesome, which was a movie about zombies who become zombies because of a hair growth formula. So they were all very hairy zombies.
They were,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a unique script, to say the least.
Yeah, so that's an awesome project. We're going to be talking about it a little bit later, but if you feel like, if you're on the internet and you're watching this and you want to go check it out, it's called Gruesome with 2 U's. It's Grusum. So we'll talk about that later. But for now, we're going to talk about the movies, and we're going to be starting with Mother's Day. This is another one of these big holiday movies with a huge cast, and it's by Gary Marshall. We'll go ahead and let you look at the clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Hello, Atlanta. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, you know no junk food for breakfast.
Dad lets us.
He also lets you go to school without any underwear.
It's called free balling, Mom.
Sandy is a single mom.
Her ex just got remarried to like a 12-year-old.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi. I'm here for a job.
Tell me more about this tween and your ex-husband.
I'm sure I exaggerated. I'll have a better idea once all the acne clears up.
Bradley is Mr. Mom.
Could you go to the supermarket?
What do we need?
Juice, eggs.
Eggs?
And tampons.
What was that?
Tampons.
I'm just gonna write T. I don't know what that means.
Need a price check on organic?
No, that's not necessary.
Daughter?
Yeah, 2.
Same boat, 2 sons.
It's nice meeting you. Sandy with 2 sons.
Jessie never sees her mom.
It's just all this Mother's Day stuff, and I start thinking about how I haven't talked to Mom.
Hi.
Oh, I have to say, Jess.
You haven't aged that much.
Thank you.
I will run to the river.
Man, door's open. You guys are supposed to be in Texas.
Yeah. We've been driving 20 hours straight.
Where's the little lady's room? I gotta drain the lizard.
Thank you for sharing down the hall.
I can't take him anywhere.
Yeah.
Kristen never met her mom.
I was adopted. And I've always wondered, did she just throw me away?
What you have to do, you have to find your mother. Do you have kids?
Career keeps me busy. Who shall I make it out to?
This April,
I'm 16. I have a life.
Wait, where are you going? Rachel, get out of the car.
celebrate the one day
No matter what's happened between us, you're always my mother.
that connects us all.
We're not who the world thinks we are. We decide who we are, when we want, and who we want to know.
Out on the verge of the rest of our lives tonight. Out on the verge of the rest of our lives.
Dad! Are you okay, Dad?
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Tanner, no.
Oh, it's like the fourth time he's done this.
So there's Mother's Day. Now
you've seen it.
Now you've basically seen most of it. So here's the deal. I've seen almost all of these holiday movies. New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day. I feel like they've done some other ones. I'm waiting for Arbor Day. That's going to be the good one. These movies are kind of built on a premise. And the idea is, what if we made a terrible movie with a lot of really great actors? And that's basically what this one kind of ends up being. Joe, what did you think overall of the movie?
Well, just going off of what you just said, it made me kind of think that it looked like a graveyard for great actors.
Yeah.
It's kind of like all of these people that belong in different movies were kind of lined up for us all to say goodbye to one last time. I hate saying that, but it's just true.
Yeah.
It's what you're going to think in the first 10 minutes. You're going to be like, oh, Sarah Chalke, now she's going away. And oh, there's Kate Hudson. I didn't know she was going away, but she has been clumped in with all the rest of these people.
Jason Sudeikis, who I thought was on his way up, but apparently not.
He's on his way.
Julia Roberts and Kate Hudson and Jennifer Aniston and all these people who you might really like, and I like a ton of them. There's a lot of people in this that I love, but there's just no reason to love them in this movie. It is a movie of great actors delivering bad dialogue. Just really hackney stuff. I think, to me, the top of Crap Mountain in this one comes from a birthday clown who is talking to Jennifer Aniston, and he talks about his gags and the ones that work really well. And it's the never-ending handkerchief and the never-ending water bottle and the never-ending love that a mother has for her. And I just lost it. The idea that you would pair those together and then just cream on the Mother's Day gunk,
One way to describe this movie is, imagine taking all of the insignificant things that bug you throughout your life and making that the main plot.
Yes.
Like, a scene will start and someone is upset and they're talking about how they feel about they don't know. And they talk about it. It's all these people who obviously have a ridiculous amount of money. They all live in mansions, basically.
Yeah.
They all have friends that are supposed to care about them. I don't know if they actually do or not.
It's all terrible.
There are so many personal problems that are introduced in this movie that have nothing to do with the plot.
No,
like
not at all.
every single character has all kinds of emotional problems, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can plug your ears through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to say no.
To me, there's only one actually key thing.
If you do see it in the theater, sit in the back, because every character, every shot in it for every character is framed so close to their heads that each shot is the whole person's face.
Whole person's face.
And I'm guessing that's for older people. It makes it easier to recognize the person that's talking and remember them. Or if you went to the movie and you forgot your glasses.
Yeah. Which my wife
helped
did.
You out there.
She appreciated that.
I know how many pores are on Jennifer Aniston's nose, and I know that Kate Hudson had some makeup on a pimple in the bottom right-hand corner of her chin. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's that close, every single shot. So sit in the back, and it may look like a normal picture.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's enough about that. That movie sucked. We'll put that in the trash for another day. The other movie that we saw was Keanu, from the makers of Key and Peele. This is about them trying to track down their kitten. Let's go ahead and look at the trailer.
Hey, man. How are you? How you doing?
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Are you okay?
Maisie broke up with me.
Well, it's gonna be okay.
You're right, Clarence. I want you to meet Keanu.
No. Oh my God, that's the cutest guy I've ever seen in my life. Why's your door open?
Keanu.
Keanu! I'm sorry.
Oh, what's up, bro?
I'm here because my place got broken into. Has anyone shady come by here?
I mean, the 17th Street Blips.
The 17th Street Blips. Okay, where are they?
17th Street.
Let's just go check it out. What's the worst that can happen?
One beer, please?
I'll take a white wine spritz.
Clarence. What? You can't talk like that.
You sound like John Ritter all the time.
You in the right place?
Yeah, we're in the right place.
Tectonic.
Nice. My name is Shark Tank.
Oh.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Cheddar's got Keanu.
We in the market right now for like a gangster pet.
You serious? I am not breaking the law.
We just feed him some bull about New Jack City and we get Keanu.
You ain't never seen nobody get killed before?
I've seen people get killed before.
Oh, come on, man.
Keanu needs you. I need you.
Where are you?
What do you think my idea of fun was?
Why are you talking to me like that?
I talk like that sometimes.
Check it. Buckshot. So what you got?
Me?
Appendix. Blam.
It took it out of my body.
What?
Mm-hmm. You okay, Keanu? Keanu! Here, kitty, kitty! See what we got here.
What is this?
Oh,
This my shit right here.
This one was something I was really looking forward to. I'm a big fan of Key and Peele. I love their sketch show. And this movie didn't disappoint. I gotta say, I was expecting it to be funnier, but it is funny. But I was expecting kind of like modern comedies lately. It feels like they just keep crapping out laughs as fast as they can. This one took its time with some of the laughs, but the movie is better than almost any comedy I've seen in recent memory. What did you think?
I totally agree. And to be honest, I wasn't really excited about seeing this movie.
Okay.
I love those guys. I loved Mad TV. You know.
Oh, so you're pulling them from the Mad TV days.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of missed the whole show that they were doing recently.
Currently.
But you know, great actors, and I loved the movie. I did.
Yeah.
I loved every bit of it. I thought that it was going to be more sight gags, more slapstick, more like you just said. Just
like
keep throwing them out there,
type
like
thing,
shotgun effect jokes, where it's like just throw enough jokes out there and people will laugh. It wasn't like that at all. It was funny. The whole thing was funny, but they weren't trying to keep you laughing through the whole thing. They put a lot of action in there. It was shot really well. Really good effects. Nothing looked cheap.
No.
They clearly had a really, really good budget, a budget big enough to, you know, make this movie great.
Yeah. One of the best effects in the whole movie too is that kitten keeps running through all these action sequences, and no one steps on the kitten. Amazing. I step on my dog like twice a day. I don't know, and it's just me and the dog in the house. I don't know. In a room full of people running, no one stepped on the kitten. That's astounding to me.
Did you ask yourself, how did they do that? I mean, like, of
shots
all the
of the
effects
kitten?
and stuff, yeah, you're sitting there and you see this cat running between the legs of people, and you know, you look at it from a filmmaking perspective and you go, how did this cat, you know, survive these shots? And I'm sure it was superimposed into people.
I did think about that for a second, and here was my idea. Like, have them run and just be careful, and we're only going to show them from like the ankles down.
Yeah.
So we're not having to like look at their faces because as they go, and they try to like not step on the cat. But yeah, no, it was interesting.
I wonder how many cats they had ready to go.
Plus, there's a CGI cat with the voice of Keanu Reeves. So, but yeah. So overall, really good movie, and also very funny. So I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If we're doing the rank
great.
out of 10 thing, I'd probably give this an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's a good movie.
I agree. Yeah, it was really good from start to finish. Totally enjoyed it. Those two guys really carried the movie with their comedy. Like we said, there aren't a ton of jokes, but there is a ridiculous amount of dialogue in the movie, and it doesn't feel that way. They're talking nonstop, and they have these great conversations, and you can't imagine too many actors that could do what they did. Just, you know, keep you laughing and carry it through the way they did in a comedy.
In a comedy, yeah, they're amazing. So, yeah, definitely go see Keanu. All right, so that is the end of our movie reviews for this week. Now we're going to be talking about something kind of near and dear to my heart. You have a new project coming out called The Last Foxhole.
Right. Yeah, we're almost done. We have about 3 shooting days left.
Okay.
And after we wrap, hopefully we'll be getting the movie off to festivals this summer and start on our next thing. But yeah, really excited about it.
Awesome, that sounds really great. And I think we're going to look at a quick little clip of it right now, just for a little bit. This is about a minute long, you said?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Just a little sneak peek for everyone.
Little sneak peek for everybody out there. This is The Last Foxhole.
I put plenty of pictures on the internet, so you know what you're getting, right? Well, here are your keys. Enjoy your new home.
What's your name?
Alden.
Okay.
Come on, Brandy, just give me the first 6 numbers. Make me guess the last one.
I changed the number because of calling. I'm not giving you the new one.
Yeah, I could rip this screen off of here and make you talk to me.
I'm thinking it might be time for me to leave.
I am so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
If you just turn on your TV, it has been confirmed the United States has launched an attack. It has also been confirmed it was a nuclear attack, and Russia has retaliated.
All right, so that was the clip. That looked pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. That looks fun.
Thanks.
All right, so that's good. Okay, so next thing we're going to look at is it's time for Suck Not Suck. All right, first thing that we have, Maze Runner. They've made 2 movies already, The Maze Runner and The Scorch Trials. I've seen them both. I really liked the first one. I kind of liked the second one. It was okay, but I was interested in seeing the third one, and that's not going to happen anymore. Maze Runner 3 has been shelved indefinitely. So knowing that the movie has been shelved indefinitely, this is an easy one to start you off. Do you think that movie is going to suck or not suck?
I think it's probably, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, it doesn't suck if it doesn't exist, so it's not going to
Yes,
suck.
that's okay. You got a point there. Yeah, if they don't make it, this movie could be great. But
This
chances
may
are,
be the greatest movie never made.
chances are the reason that it got shelved was that it wasn't going anywhere good. Suck. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm a little bummed though. I kind of wanted to see at least how that all ended. Because the first, I don't know, did you ever see the
I didn't know.
The first one and the second one are completely different movies. It's not like a lot of these young adult movies that are, you know, like The Hunger Games is The Hunger Games. At least for the first 2 movies, we keep going back to The Hunger Games, and then in the third one it becomes this Revolutionary War thing. But Maze Runner, the first one is all about them being stuck in a maze. The second one is about them kind of branching out and becoming Revolutionary War fighters and all this other stuff. It's weird that these all always have to come back to this thing of revolution, that we always have to overthrow the bad people who are in power. But yeah, so it's an interesting movie. The first one, at least, is very inventive and should definitely get a watch. So, but there's not a third one happening, so don't get your hopes up. All right, next one up. I'm so happy about this one. The Punisher recently appeared in season 2 of Daredevil. Do you watch Daredevil?
I love that show. One of my favorite new shows. Love everything about it. And
you've seen second season already?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And the Punisher is amazing in it.
I was on his side from the first second he showed up on the screen.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been. I felt
He's
guilty the whole time.
kind of a bad guy.
The whole time. I said I shouldn't be rooting for this guy, but I just love this guy.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe you're taking it a little too far, but
he's played very wonderfully by John Bernthal. Does an amazing job of it, carried over from Walking Dead and a whole bunch of other projects that he's worked on. So the good news is he did a good enough job. They're giving him his own show.
Yay!
It's going to be on Netflix. It's going to be called The Punisher. And I think it's cool now, too, because really this is the first person to play The Punisher that did such a good job that we want to continue seeing them play The Punisher.
Oh, yeah.
Because Dolph Lundgren famously played The Punisher first.
Right.
Probably unfamously, actually, since I don't think most people saw that. But go check it out. Lou Gossett Jr., Dolph Lundgren. It's pretty amazing. It's crap, but it's fun. Second one, of course, was Thomas Jane, and that one that actually was made by Marvel. And depending on who you talk to, I loved it. I think it's a great movie.
See, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't connect to it in any way. It was just kind of flat for me. And
yeah. It's got a very big love it or hate it type thing. A lot of people felt like it wasn't dark enough. The Punisher is a lot more gritty, which
I'd agree with that.
This Punisher is that guy. He is that dark, gritty, tortured soul. Whereas that Punisher was more like an American James Bond almost, but operating out of a garage. Like he kept setting up traps and things. Whereas the Punisher doesn't set up traps. He shows up and he shoots you.
Or beats you to death with the trap.
Or he beats you to death with the trap, or a stick, or whatever he happens to have on hand. So yeah, this is really great news. I'm going to go ahead and say not suck. And I know it's not technically a movie, but come on, you got to talk about the Punisher. That's awesome.
It's impossible that it will suck.
Yeah.
It can't suck. It's suck-proof.
Yeah. No, and well, really anything Marvel is doing right now on Netflix. Like their TV show still goes up and down. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But their stuff on Netflix so far has been great. Really looking forward to Luke Cage coming out in September too, and of course season 2 of Jessica Jones whenever that happens. So, all right. So the next one, Now, this is based on an old video game called Shinobi. Did you ever play Shinobi?
Of course, I played Shinobi. You know, back when they made the first Shinobi, there weren't many other video games to play. It was like Shinobi or these other 5.
Well, and it was...
I know it wasn't quite that long ago.
Like nowadays, you can just be like, oh, I'm going to go play a ninja game. Which one? There are so many ninja games. That wasn't the case for us when we were younger kids. We had limited options of ninja games, and Shinobi was pretty much it. I actually played Shinobi on the Sega Master System, even before the Genesis. It was a bad game. It was like the character had his hands up to his face through the whole game. I don't know why. Just so he could throw his little ninja stars. It's still fun, and it was still an amazing game. And the best part is, they're making a movie of Shinobi. I'm going to say not suck already.
It can go so many ways. I don't know.
It could be absolutely terrible.
Do we have anything
we have no idea.
See?
We have nothing. Sega is working with someone to make the movie. That's all we know.
I'm going to say that I imagine that someone who wanted that to make a film would not suck. That's my guess.
That would be my guess too.
There's no logic behind that reasoning, but
no, that's kind of something that I'm really hoping for, is that because again, movies based on video games have a track record of being crap. But hopefully later this year we're getting a video game based movie called Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender. That I'm hoping is the one that breaks the trend, and suddenly we'll get amazing video game movies. There's also the Drake's Fortune games were supposed to be making movies at some point too, but Mark Wahlberg passed and stuff happened. But it needs to happen, because video games are becoming more and more like movies, it seems like every year. So eventually one of these great stories from the video games needs to become a movie. So, all right, so there's that one. Next one up, this is kind of a big deal. So Batman vs. Superman just came out. In the movie, did you see it?
Not yet.
All right, so I'm going to spoil a little bit of the movie for you.
I was watching Mother's Day.
You were too busy watching Mother's Day. I'm going to go ahead and spoil a little bit of the movie for you. The Flash shows up in the movie. Okay? So that happens. And the reason for this is that they were setting up the Marvel Universe or setting up the DC Universe kind of like they've set up the Marvel Universe, where they'll have the team-up movie, Justice League, and then they'll have all these individual movies. So bad news, though. The director that they had signed to the Flash movie has backed out due to creative differences. Now, this doesn't mean the end of the world. It doesn't mean that the movie is just completely tanked, because we recently had this with Ant-Man. The director of Ant-Man, Edgar Wright, who had basically made the movie happen at a very late stage, just backed off and left, and it still became a fairly good movie, pretty good movie. So this doesn't mean the end of the world, but it's definitely not a great sign. Knowing what you know so far, the fact that the directors pulled out, suck not suck.
Let's say they not suck. Let's say not suck.
That's
Maybe they'll save it.
Optimism right there.
Maybe,
It's totally possible. Like at this stage, it's still very early. So if you're going to lose a main chunk of the group, this is probably the best time to do it. I don't know for sure that we even have a full script yet.
Right.
I mean, they were still very much in pre-production. So it's not quite like it is with Ant-Man, where Adam McKay and Peyton Reed came on at the end to kind of clean it up and make it funnier.
I'll bet a lot of good people would want to work on this too, because it's got such a good basis.
And this is something that we've seen with the Marvel movies too, though, is that when you have an idea for a movie and you go to the company, in this case it's Warner Brothers, and you go, I got this great idea for a Flash movie. I want to do this and I want to do this, and they're like, that sounds amazing, but we're also going to need you to do A, B, and C because that lines up with our Batman movies, and it's that thing of when you're building a giant connected universe, which everybody seems to be wanting to do these days. It makes things messy for the artist who just wants to express this one thing when they have to go off in all these other directions.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the universe thing, it's getting nuts. Like the Universal monster movies, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, they're building a universe around those.
Right. Yeah. I think they just have to accept that that's the job they're taking on and do the best they can with working that into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the weirdest little universe thing that I heard about somebody building, Transformers, G.I. Joe, this is Hasbro. This is the Hasbro universe. Which, when I heard that, I was like, what do you have that makes a universe? So it's G.I. Joe, Transformers, Micronauts. Yeah, go look that up. And Mask, which is another...
I loved Mask.
I loved Mask too.
I had all of that stuff.
That was an amazing cartoon back in the day. I loved Mask. I had a ton of G.I. Joes.
How did it just drop off the face of the earth after like 2 years? I was like, Mask, yes, got all the cars, got all the people, and then 2 years later, it's like the cartoon's gone and there are no toys on the shelves. It's just like, okay, I guess it's like a...
I think a lot of kids stuff did that back then. I mean, even something like the X-Men cartoon, which I loved as a kid. It felt like there was never any new episodes.
Right.
Like, you can go back and look at it now, and apparently there was 4 seasons where they did like 30 episodes a season. You're like, what? Because every time it would be on TV, it would be the Sentinels or the time travel one. And they just kept playing those two over and over again. I didn't see all these other ones, but yeah.
They cranked so much of that stuff out in the 80s and early 90s that I'm guessing that they just couldn't keep everything going. They had to let so much fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
You know, and kids are like, but that was my favorite.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always a bummer. All right. And the last little bit of movie news for this week, Space Jam 2. It's happening with LeBron James. For some reason, Bugs Bunny's characters need to come back and fight against the monsters playing basketball again. I don't know what the plot line of it's going to be, but I'd imagine it's something silly like that. Did you see the original, the Michael Jordan Space Jam? Have you actually seen it? You haven't seen it?
No, I didn't want to watch that. No.
See, that's you probably weren't a kid when it came out, and your kids haven't shown it to your kids because maybe they're not into sports and or Looney Tunes.
Well, I don't see how being into sports would make you want to watch Space Jam. You know.
See, if you're a dad though that's into sports, you're like, hey, it's a movie with Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing. I can sit through that for my kid. That's how that works. That's how my dad went and saw it with me. So,
I'm not.
It has stymied Joe. It has shut him down.
Yay!
So that's the big news. It's definitely moving forward. It's been being talked about for a couple years, actually. Basically, as soon as LeBron kind of started his meteoric rise to fame, they started talking about it. He's now been in several movies, most recently Trainwreck from last August, where he was actually quite good. Did you see that one with the Amy Schumer?
I did not.
It's definitely give that one a watch. That's a funny movie. LeBron is in it. He's quite funny in it. John Cena actually kind of steals the movie. He does some really great stuff in that. But yeah, it's LeBron can act. Who knew? So yeah, so we get to see Space Jam 2. All right, so that's pretty much the show for this week. If you have a question about the show, an issue with the show, or if you'd like to be a guest host like Joe was here, you can give us an email. Our email here at the show is bigbms@zoho.com. If you like me and want to hear more of what I have to say and just kind of listen to my voice all day long and let it soothingly put you into a coma, I do a podcast called Geek Wars Podcast. You can check that out on iTunes and wherever podcasts are found for you. So, Joe, anything you got going on that you wanted to plug?
No, not at all. No,
okay.
We're good. Yeah,
good
thank
stuff.
you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, it's been fun having you on. So next week, my guest host is going to be Juan Uriarte, who we had on a couple weeks back, and we're going to be talking about, and it's finally here. It's finally here, Captain America Civil War. Yeah, buddy. Oh, it's going to be awesome. The reviews for this have been amazing so far. It's already made over 200 million overseas, and I don't even think it's out in the big countries yet. This thing is a monster. They're saying, and this number keeps getting bigger and bigger, 220 million opening weekend.
Woo!
Which would make it the biggest opening weekend domestically of all time. So that would be great. Stick around after the show for That's That and all the other great shows here on BCAC TV. Thanks so much. Good night.